What's up guys? Today Call of Duty Mobile, and actually by the time you are watching this a couple of days ago, Call of Duty Mobile released an update that includes a support for 120 FPS for the new M1 iPad Pro. So, what a perfect opportunity for me this is to make a gaming test of this machine. Launched with such a fantastic hardware that literally annihilated every other mobile device on the market, the new iPad Pro remains a pretty attractive option, at least the 11-inch model for $800, the value it offers, the specs it offers. But do you really need this machine in gaming? I mean, some games are getting more and more optimized, like PUBG Mobile that supports 90 FPS, Call of Duty Mobile right now with 120 FPS, which is crazy. But is it really gonna be as good? I mean, do you even need this particular M1 model? Or maybe just previous Pros or any other iPad that is on the market? Well, that is exactly what we're gonna be testing today with some of the most popular games out there, including PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, Minecraft Pocket Edition, and maybe something else, maybe some surprise. So without my unnecessary talking out of the way, let's get to the gameplay. Timestamps will be down in the description, as well as the summary that I will give you all the conclusion whether you need particularly this iPad for the best gaming experience or maybe some other iPad, or if it even can play the games it is supposed to. We will see to that. And if you're gonna enjoy this video, make sure to press the like button. If you wanna see more content like that, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, let's get to it. But before we dive into some gaming tests, I just wanna quickly show the bar life, and I can tell you from the beginning, it's pretty good. I mean, we are gonna talk about it a little bit later, but the overall bar life is pretty solid. And I'm also doing a voiceover since I think this will give you more accurate commentary. And now, without my unnecessary talking, let's move quickly on Call of Duty Mobile. And what I can tell you about this game is that this is the main star of the show, since it just released 120 FPS support. As you can see, unfortunately, only 120 FPS available on medium settings and not on Battle Royale. I mean, I don't understand at all these graphical settings. Why would you limit it only to like medium graphical settings, since this M1 iPad Pro has way more performance than that. But yeah, with that being said, the overall gameplay is just fantastic. I mean, it's all perfectly smooth, perfectly responsive, and yeah, I'm not playing right now like a champion, since this was like pretty much the first or the second day when I had this device. And as you may know or not, I actually was using iPad mini 5 and I'm still using this device, and it is a way smaller tablet, way more comfortable to hold. So in that manner, I had to get used to this M1 iPad Pro, and it wasn't comfortable since the edges were a little bit sharp, and at first the screen was a little bit too big, but after a couple of days, maybe a week, it's actually perfect. And I don't mind it at all. I think it's pretty great gaming experience and I have no complaints whatsoever. And Call of Duty is just fantastic experience on this device. But with that being said, you obviously don't need this M1 iPad Pro to enjoy it with that much of a fantastic experience. The previous Pro models also support 120 FPS, so the M1 is being a little bit wasted in this game, even though it's a 120 FPS gameplay, which is great, but still you can play this game on, for example, A12C iPad Pro. I mean, if you could actually maybe increase the graphical settings, that would be much better. But yeah, it is what it is, and the overall gameplay is absolutely fantastic, and the speakers are just perfect, fantastic. Again, no complaints whatsoever, since you have 4 speakers, and in a games like this is really important. And now, without my unnecessary talking, let's enjoy the gameplay. And yeah, we're gonna move to PUBG Mobile after that. Moving on quickly to the PUBG Mobile and graphical settings, just to show you, we can play 90 FPS on this game, so naturally I chose this option since, you know, gamers, we wanna go for as smooth of an experience as possible. And with that being said, I'm pretty much a noob at this game, but that doesn't stop me from playing it and having a little bit of fun. And let me tell you, with this M1 iPad Pro, fun you are gonna have, since the performance is great. It's basically flawless. Like, there is no such thing as lag or anything like that on this device. It works flawlessly. The frame rate is great, as I said, 90 FPS, pretty awesome. I mean, not as awesome as you have on Call of Duty Mobile with 120 FPS, but still the experience is great. The speakers are fantastic. I mean, again, you can hear everything from every side. So if you're not using earphones or headphones for the gaming here, the speakers are gonna get the job fantastically. And again, if you just get used to the form factor and a little bit sharper edges, you will have no complaints when it comes to playing PUBG Mobile on this tablet. Alright, the next game I wanna test in this video is Minecraft Pocket Edition, mostly due to the reason that it's still a pretty popular game and most people wanna see how this thing is gonna perform here, since some of the iPads and some of the Apple products were known to be a little bit choppy in this game. I mean, my iPad mini with A12 was lagging a little bit, the previous iPad Pro I saw lagging a little bit, and my iPhone 7 didn't lag at all. And here it's the same story, doesn't lag, it's perfect performance. I don't know why. I mean, since my iPhone 7 was able to handle this game easily and my iPad mini was not, so yeah, kinda strange. But as you can see, Minecraft Pocket Edition, no problems whatsoever, pretty good gaming experience, and the graphical settings, which you will see in a while, are set everything basically to max. So yeah, no problems when it comes to Minecraft, perfect performance as always. And last but not least, Genshin Impact with max graphical settings. And from what I can tell you, I don't really play this game, but I tested it just for the sake of testing some of the most popular and toughest games that you can play on the iPad Pro. And I mainly focus on the performance, which was great. And again, every other thing that I mentioned previously, like speakers, display, staying cool, was great. The battery life was also fantastic. I mean, you can get a couple of hours out of these things. They don't drain that much power from the M1 processor, which is not being pushed to the limit with these games. So yeah, the battery life is staying pretty cool. We don't know how it's gonna be in the future, but as for now, it's pretty good. I can get a couple of hours while playing games like Call of Duty Mobile, which I play daily, and the device stays cool, performs flawlessly. And things like lags, drop frames, or anything like that, they just don't happen here. And as I may have captured on this video, the colors and everything on this display looks really great. And again, the battery life, I don't think you can complain. An hours while gaming, but it's pretty good. And now let the guy speak. So just finished the gaming test on the new M1 iPad Pro, and here is the conclusion. Is it worth? Do you need this particular model to enjoy gaming at its best? Well, probably it won't hurt. I mean, it has the best hardware it can have. It has great 120Hz screen, it has great speakers, great new battery, not used, not depleted in any way, shape or form. But do you really need this one? Well, yes and no. No and yes. Yes, if you are going for longevity, if you want the titles to always, at least for a couple of years, play flawlessly, this is the way to go. But if you just wanna enjoy like Call of Duty in higher frame rate or PUBG Mobile in higher frame rate, why not go for the previous models like the 2018 or 2020, provided that you have a good deal on that. And you actually do have a pretty decent deal on that, since I just checked Apple's refurbished store and they have like the 2018 model for $519, which is like a great price. I mean, it has only like what, 64 gigabytes of base storage, so be careful with that. But yeah, this is apparently pretty good option, the 2018 iPad Pro or 2020, that still have great power, decent amount of specs, like still 8-core processor and stuff like that, so they are gonna do great. But if you're going for longevity, the M1 naturally is gonna be the best. It stays pretty cool when gaming and never lags, never drops. The previous models don't either, but like this is gonna last you longer, and overall if you spend that money you won't regret that. And if you spend the money on the new iPad Pro, obviously you're not gonna regret that. And with that being said, do you even need an iPad Pro? I mean, we still have some decently spec'd devices, iPads, in the current lineup that are even gonna get refreshed. And do you really need Pro? Maybe those are just okay. I mean, they play only 60 FPS, no more, since the screen can support high refresh rate. But the power on them is pretty decent, isn't it? And while we are gonna be testing that definitely in the next video that I'll do about iPad mini 5 gaming test, so make sure to subscribe for that. And in that video we will learn whether those 60 FPS and those older specs are still good enough for gaming. And who knows, maybe iPad mini will turn out to have a better form factor than iPad Pro for gaming. Well, we're about to find this out also in the next video. And when it comes to iPad Pro, yeah, this is a great device, and buy whichever model you can afford. If you can afford 2018 refurbished, get that one. It's gonna get the job done fantastically well. And if you can spare a little bit more cash on the M1 iPad Pro, I think it's worth, since it's gonna have great longevity and the games are gonna naturally run a little bit better in the future at least. And I'm saying goodbye, and make sure to subscribe for the iPad mini 5 gaming test, when we're gonna answer those crucial topics also about cheaper iPads. And yeah, until next time, and peace.